Welcome to ACT Fitness Radio. The health and fitness podcast teaching you to aspire, conquer, and transform. Here's your host, Adam Castro.
All right, welcome to another episode of ACT Fitness Radio, coming to you live from Core Evolution in Whittier, California. I'm here with my good friend and OCR sponsored athlete and a fellow personal trainer here at Core Evolution, Richard Rivera. How are you doing?
Good, Adam. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing
Happy
amazing.
Hump Day, my friend.
Yes, I'm really excited to take this opportunity to share your story with the listeners, because it's one that's definitely pushed me, it's definitely encouraged me and been an inspiration to me. And I just want to talk about where it all started for you. What caused you to look at your life and decide that I need to start applying fitness and stepping forward with changing my body and changing your life?
Got it. Well, if we take a trip back in time, probably around 6 years ago, our first child, we have 4 amazing children, by the way, and our oldest, who's now 7, when he was around 1 year old, I found myself feeling lesser than, if I can use that word. I imagined myself in the future and seeing where I was, my state of, not only my state of mind, but my state of physical fitness or lack thereof, weighing 270 pounds, just feeling horrible. Although I put a great face on. I got a good game face, Adam. And I don't know where I learned that from, but in all honesty, I wasn't feeling like people saw me when they saw me in person. Now,
prior to this, were you involved in any sports growing up? Were you involved in any other activities or things like that?
Yeah, growing up, I played baseball my entire life. I played 1 or 2 years of flag football, but I really just grabbed on to playing baseball my entire life. And so I was always athletic. And to see myself, like I said, when my son was around 1 to where I ended up from where I used to be, just really shed some light and really put a desire and a fire in me for the need to change. Because I saw myself one day being that guy playing ball in the backyard with my son and just being so big and so heavy that if I didn't catch the ball, he'd have to go and get it for me. So a light turned on, and initially it started, this whole life transformation started for him. But I realized really quickly that in order for it to be successful, I had to turn it around and become selfish. And selfish in many aspects is not bad.
No.
Sometimes we need a fire that lights us up, and I always say it's like a Friday night pep rally, right? Or a Friday afternoon pep rally when we were in high school, and we go to that pep rally because it's for the game that evening, and after we win or we lose, that next week we forgot about that pep rally. And my son was that pep rally. He was that initial light to the fire, and then I realized that I had to make it about me if I wanted to keep this up for a lifetime.
Yeah, and understanding too that you probably hit you like, this is not just going to affect my relationship with my children. This is going to affect everything. This is going to affect how you do your job, your relationship with other people. It's that analogy of like when you're in a plane and the plane's going down, you got to put your mask on first, and then you put the person next to you on. Like, you got to take, because you want to be able to help. You want to be able to be that example to your family, and you want to be that example to your children, so that they too can lead active lifestyles.
I can't, we can't help others if we don't help ourselves first.
Right.
And how do I tell my son or now even the rest of my kids, hey, don't do as I do as I say. I wanted to be that example and say, hey, do like dad does. And mom,
That leads me to my second question. What inspired you to become a personal trainer?
So like I mentioned, I think I mentioned at one point I was 270 pounds, just feeling horrible. And what started was the beginning of the year, the new year, new you philosophy. And I answered a Groupon to a gym here in Orange County, and it was a great deal. So that kind of just started the fire, and I just kind of wanted to share that. And people and we've all seen it, right? I think we've all seen it, especially with social media so rampant nowadays. We see people losing massive amounts of weight, and everybody starts asking, "Hey, what are you doing? How can I jump on that bandwagon?" And I found a lot of people asking me that question, "Hey, can you train me?" And I've always kind of been into health and fitness, like I said, growing up, and even when I was in high school, I used to lift weights and stuff like that. So I knew my way around a gym. And so I said, man, I would love to be able to pour what's working for me into other people.
Yeah.
But just like driving a car, I felt that I needed a driver's license. And I know there's many personal trainers out there who don't have licenses that are top notch. And I'm not saying you have to have a license, but I felt that I wanted to have a license to prove to those people that would let me pour into their lives that I took the time and dedication to learn my craft.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it started. I said, hey, fine. I would love to pour in and help you lose weight, or it's really not lose weight, but lose body fat, right? Because if you cut off somebody's arm, they lose weight, right?
Yeah, starve yourself for a day.
I didn't want to go into the arm cutting off business, so I said, hey, well, why don't we lose body fat together? So I went through the whole process of getting certified, and I do have multiple certifications, and I don't say that to brag, but I say that just so people know that I'm passionate about what I do, and I freaking love it, bro.
And you're willing to learn.
Yeah.
And you're willing to learn. You're not putting yourself in a box of saying like, oh, I know everything now that I got my certification, and now whatever you say is gospel, right? No, like we as trainers are always trying to learn. We're always trying to grow from those who have been doing this longer than we have, and those who are wiser than us. So you having that passion to continue to learn is just showing that you understand that journey, and you understand that education and more knowledge is just going to lead to more and more success.
Yeah, and I can't remember who told me this, but and I'm sure we've heard it, like we always need to be a white belt in something. Basically saying like, don't ever think that you know everything.
Yeah.
The minute you feel you know everything, that's, in my mind, you're just done. You know what I mean? So I'm always trying to learn. I'm always trying to grow from people younger than me, older than me, like-minded, same age. It doesn't matter. You can always learn from every situation that you're in. And I've taken that frame of mind, and I feel that's what's really helped me be successful, not only in my own life, but in my clients' lives.
Excellent. So where are you going now? What are your goals right now in fitness as a trainer and as an athlete?
So if we start as a trainer, I work with multiple different clients. I like to call them members because I consider them members of my family. I work with people who are in the weight loss or fat loss business, and just to help them reach their goals. I work with some athletes. I have a few softball athletes that I work with, and they have goals that they want to do. Some of them are in high school and they want to get to a D1 college. So that's my goal. Whatever I can do as a strength and conditioning coach, because I don't only focus on lifestyle or the fat loss arena. Being in baseball and playing sports my whole life, I love the strength and conditioning side of it. So being their strength and conditioning coach and knowing their goals, man, to see them one day sign on that dotted line that they go into a D1 school would be freaking awesome. So that's where I am as a trainer. As a personal competitive racer, I do obstacle course racing. I just finished, a week and a half ago, the Spartan World Championships in Lake Tahoe. Kicked my butt, but it was amazing, and I do it again in a heartbeat.
Awesome.
So I'm currently preparing for the Spartan Beast, which will be held in Big Bear, California, the first time ever.
That is correct.
Which you'll be doing alongside with me.
I will also be doing that one as well, and we'll have to have a whole... Rich is definitely someone we're going to be having on this show and talking a lot about different topics, and one of those especially is going to be Spartan racing. I will be doing that beast along with him, and we've done a couple races together, and I'm excited to do many more. That's exciting. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I have a Tough Mudder coming up. I've never done a Tough Mudder before.
Oh, really?
I always jokingly say that because they don't have any medals, they have headbands, and I love medals.
That's right.
But one of my good buddies, John, decided he wanted to, hook me into it. So I love competition, and I said yes. And then my other must-have race will be the Spartan Race Sprint in Castaic in December. So those are the three races that I'm primarily focused on to the end of the year. And other than that, just continue my journey and trying to get better, faster, stronger.
Awesome. One really important question I want to ask you. What would you say to someone who's just starting off, that they want to lose weight, They look at the scale, they don't like what they're seeing. They look at their life and maybe their own capability, their own endurance, their own athleticism, and they're saying, maybe I feel less than right now. I feel like I'm not measuring up to who I feel I could be. What would you say to that person?
That's a good question, Adam, because that was me. I always felt lesser than, and I shared, even though I felt inside lesser than, I always was able to put the mask on. And it wasn't until I got rid of the mask where gains or losses in this case happened. And, losing 65 pounds. But I realized that I couldn't do it alone. Oftentimes we walk into a big box gym and we're like, it usually happens at the beginning of the year, right? The whole new year, new me philosophy. And we start out great. We jump on that treadmill and we're losing some weight. And let's be honest, most of it's water weight. And so we just get on that little hamster wheel and then we hit this plateau and like nothing's happening. So we stop. But we don't stop because we want to. We stop because we're doing this alone. And we need to be, in order to be successful, we want to be on a journey with others. So that's number one. Journey with someone else. Also, never compare yourself to another person. When I first started this whole weight loss journey and trying to be fit again, where I was training at, I was looking at the others. And I would try to keep up with them, whether it be burpees, box jumps, push-ups, whatever the case might be. And I found myself getting injured quite often until I finally said, it doesn't matter what they're doing.
Yeah.
All that matters is what I'm doing. And how hard do I want to work for me?
Yeah.
Not to compete against others. My competition is myself.
Absolutely.
So when you journey with others and you make sure that your competition is yourself and trying to be better than you were yesterday, and then obviously, diet is 80%. But, I think just taking that first step is what matters. But when you take that first step with others and you only use yourself as the barometer, then I think you'll be very successful. And as always, we're trainers, we're coaches, we're here, man. We love helping people, you know what I mean? And we've seen success. And so for me, those are my two biggest points. Don't do it alone, and only compare yourself to yourself and compare it to who you were yesterday.
Thank you so much, Rich. Where can we find you? What do we do if we want to contact you?
So my Instagram is at Rich Rivera Fitness. Facebook is Rich Rivera Fitness. If you have any questions, you could always email me, RiveraRichard1@AOL.com, or you could always instant message me on Facebook or social media. I'd love to answer your questions. I'm here to help as you are as well, Adam. So I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me be on and taking up some of this time. I look forward to what the future holds for both of us and even our clients, man. I'm freaking pumped, dude.
Yeah, you will be hearing more from Rich Rivera Fitness. Absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning into this episode. And as always, you can find free fitness content at actfitnessmedia.com. Be sure to check out the Tuesday and Thursday training tips on my Instagram, ACT Fitness Media. And be sure to share this episode, ACT Fitness Radio. Until next time, guys, keep pushing forward. Take care.
Peace out.